Hi, welcome to Know Thy Shelves. I'm Rachel.
I'm Michelle. Welcome back. This one might be a little bit longer episode because there's just a lot to get through. So, I have not read anything besides the podcast book.
The only thing that I've read was the first one to the podcast book.
She needed a refresher, and I
Yes.
was just like, nah, I got this.
This is the original cover.
Yeah. This is the Elk Crate edition.
Yep. The first one's Immortal Dark. If you haven't read it yet, read it and then come
Either
back.
read it or check out our first video and then come back. So pause if you don't want ruined for the second book. It's very important. So, the podcast book is Internal Ruin by Tigest Girma, which is the second book in the Immortal Dark series.
And my copy has nice sprayed edges.
Yes, the deluxe version. Edition. Anyways, so I got a really, really simple recap of the first book.
Which is, not something to simply recap.
No. So I think this pretty much encompasses it, but I'll let you be the judge since you just reread it. So, Immortal Dark, core plot in like one sentence, maybe two, it technically a run-on, but it's fine. So, Kadan enters a secret vampire university to find her missing sister and to stop a powerful vampire from gaining control of her ancestral house, only to discover that her sister has joined their enemies willingly and that she herself is becoming a killer, and that she must ally herself with the very vampire she once vowed to destroy.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of plot in the book, but yeah, I thought that was a pretty, good, accurate, really summarized kind of what happened in the first book. There's just so much information, backstory to, the university itself, which is called Uxley University.
Uxley.
Like I said, you know?
Pronouncing is going to be our hardest
Yeah,
thing for this.
I do it on purpose. I just really bad bad English. Yeah. So, do you want to go over anything else before we just get into the book itself, or?
So, for Immortal Dark, since I just read it,
Yes.
we need to know about the class that they passed, which was Dranocti, and how they are able to be fed on by vampires.
Yes.
Which they had to kill somebody so that they could be fed on by vampires.
Yes.
That's how it works.
And in the class, you have to come to that conclusion on your own. And that's kind of how you pass the class.
Yeah.
So, only, I think they usually say only one person passes the class. In this rare instance, 3 students passed, which, of course, is the 3 trio of friends.
Yes. Which is Slyn, Kadan, and Yusuf.
Mm-hmm.
Are the 3 that passed
Yes.
the previous year. June is Kadan's sister.
I know, it's June and then Qatar. June's gonna probably be the easiest one, besides Yusuf. So.
Yeah. She showed back up. She was with the Nefrasi, yes.
I got you. There's just so much information, and it's really hard to keep straight.
Yes.
At least for me.
The head of the Nefrasi was Susinios, which we're going to call Yos.
Yes. Sorry. Otherwise, you're just going to hear me butcher it the entire time.
And now it is Samson.
Yes.
Okay. So we're ready to get...
Okay, yeah. I think you're right. I think we are ready to get into it. Let's see here. That's all the important information.
I'm trying to, pull things out.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. It's kind of important, but kind of not. So the POV is kind of like the first book, where you have different, multiple POVs.
Did we have multiple POVs in the first one? I think it was just Kadan.
No, and Yos.
Okay. I don't think so.
You literally just
I don't think it was. I in the first one.
Okay, well.
No
Okay, I'm mistaken. So in the second book... Sorry, it's been a minute since I read it. And I didn't put it on there. So the second book has 4 POVs. So we have Kadon, Yos, June, and GK.
Which only gets like 2 chapters, I feel like.
Yes, maybe? I know for sure the one. I see here, chapter 50, he is 1. Maybe it's just the one. Just the one. One chapter. It's a very important chapter. He's my favorite.
GK is your favorite?
Yes.
I like Taj. But I think that's because he's a flirt.
Oh, yeah. 100%. No. I mean, he is 100%, but maybe not. Anyway, sorry, moving on. Okay. So let's get into it. So, at the end of the first book, it's a cliffhanger from hell. So it kind of goes right into the second book with Yos still being absent from the house, telling Kadon, like, hey, wait for me. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah. Also, in the house, there's a house rule that if Yos does anything to harm their house, something important will be taken from him.
Yes.
In the first book, it's his vampirism. So he's human inside the house.
Only inside the house.
End of the first book.
Yes.
Important.
Yes, that's why, yes. And so June also moved into the House of Dane at the beginning of the next book. And so did Samson. Because he's Kadon's companion.
Yeah.
So we had 3 in the Frosty from the first book get in as companions, kind of infiltrate the university for their own, gain.
Samson, Aren, and the other guy, which starts with a W.
Ward.
Yep, there he is.
Yes. Okay, so it starts with... I love this. Kadon is literally filling balloons with Impala dust. So Impala horn dust. Which is the only thing that can severely injure vampires. So she decides to fill these balloons with this dust and hang them from the ceiling.
She's like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Yeah, she's like, okay. Yos is like, left me behind, never coming back, which, she could be, because she doesn't know him all that well. They're kind of just together, alliance because of Samson. Because,
well, they started getting along at the end of the first book. There was a lot of back and forth of what he was
patches
telling her.
Which I feel like it kind of gets cleared up towards the end of this book as to the reason why. He says that there's certain things that he can't physically say. Okay, we're going to come back to that. So, she also ended up getting a letter from the Arcane Society for her hand in marriage to basically further the Edain bloodline, since her and her sister June are the last living bloodline of the house.
Yes.
So, and apparently Yos discarded the first one. Can't imagine why. Samson is always demanding blood of Kadon. Since they're his companion, she is like kind of required by the law to give him blood.
Well, he can feed off of anybody that has killed somebody. Pretty much.
The Actes, which Kadon is now one of them.
She was one from the beginning, let's be straight. Because she killed her.
Which kind of makes sense to why the dean came for her. Because she could already... Yeah. I just picked that up on so she tries to kill Samson. It kind of doesn't work.
Well, it almost works. But Yos shows up. Well, June and Yos show up, I think, at this point.
Yes.
And Samson's like, hey, I have the blades, and nobody else knows where they are. Because there's three artifacts. The blades, a ring, and a mask. The mask is on the front of the second book.
So, the mask is technically the sun artifact. The twin blades is the water artifact. And the ruby ring is the death artifact. I don't know if that really matters, but they don't even say... I think they just go with the mask or the blades, but I assume it's important for some reason.
Yes. So, in the past, Yos and Samson and the Nefari,
yeah, however you want to pronounce it,
found the blades. And then Yos got together with Kidon and June's mom, and then they found the mask. The mask is in the house, hidden under her mom's law.
Yes. Yes. So each house can create a law with the master. So since the master of a Dane house is no longer, which was her mom, she has to figure out the law, which she did in the first book. And then she has to basically inherit her mother's beliefs in 4 different categories, or basically do the opposite of all 4 categories to make it her own.
Yes. She also doesn't know her mother, because her mother died when she was 5 or 6.
I must say 5-ish. I'm not sure now at this point.
So she can't ask her mom.
Yes. So she's trying to figure all this out from, like, journals, and her mom's obsession with numbers compared to Kadon's obsession with, shapes that tie certain emotions to herself. She did that throughout the entire first book. She would, make squares or triangles or circles on her body to, like, ground herself would be the best word I can come up with.
Yeah, I think...
Obviously, Yo stops Kadane from killing Samson because he's the only one that knows where the twin blades are.
She's like, I can't kill him. And of course, Kidon's very upset.
Oh yeah, she's
at
like
this.
Well, I feel like in the literally in the first and second book, really, it's just like Yos and Kadon think very poorly of each other. Like there's no trust, so she doesn't feel like he's gonna put her first, and vice versa. And since he's not telling her the whole truth, there's just a lot of animosity in between them two.
Yeah.
That kind of goes through the entire book.
And also, she has a lot of trauma with her sister leaving and coming to terms with why June left her when they were supposed to go through stuff together.
Yeah, because they're twins.
Yes.
So yeah, she doesn't, and her and June don't really talk a lot. I would say the beginning, probably the last 70% of the book, they finally kind of start talking again.
Yeah.
But the only thing that she can get out of June as to why she left her was to feel safe. And of course, Kidon is very pissed about that because she is fueled by protection. She always will do whatever she can to protect the people that she loves.
Yes. Which is shown by GK in the first book where he was killed by
Aaron.
No, GK was killed by
Was it Samson?
Nope. It was her 2 friends.
Oh yes,
Yusuf
I'm sorry.
And,
Celine. I was like, so-and-so? Yeah, so-and-so. My bad.
And she, did everything in her power to bring him back.
Yes. And you kind of see that throughout her and June's life, where she kind of shields June a lot with her, because she has night terrors. She protects her with her, adopted mom. So she's fueled by protection. She don't care who she has to destroy to protect the people she cares about. That's kind of just her personality, and she expects the people she loves in return to kind of do the same.
Yeah. So
that's why June's betrayal hit her so fucking hard. She's like, I don't understand. Now you seem like you're happy. Fuck you. What's going on here? So, yeah. That is just kind of a glimpse into Kidon after, at least how I feel about her, character. Especially after the entire book.
Oh, man. Yes. Okay, so we haven't merely made it
I think we've only made it into chapter 5.
Okay.
I told you it might be a long chat. I mean, okay, so just to let you know, because I text Rachel this, and I was like, that's because 86 chapters. And yeah.
Well, at least they're short chapters, so like quick and snappy.
Yeah, they are. And I tried to do a recap after every one, and then it just information overload at some point.
Yeah, mine kind of fell apart.
Woo! Anyways.
So, obviously Samson goes away because he's upsetty spaghetti.
Yeah, pretty much.
But they're gonna start their next semesters at the university, so June's gonna start in Dranocti, and then Kidon is going to start with house laws.
Well, Kadon, Yusuf, and Celine, since they all passed their houses.
Yeah.
They passed the class to be able to try to inherit their house. There we go. Ooh, my bad.
So, to break the law, as Michelle said, you have to have four of the same things from the previous master of the house.
I don't know if I wrote those down.
I didn't write them down either.
Okay, so one of them is, do you believe that vampires came from the last sage or Damascus, which is just one of the lions, well, they are the main lions. One of basically the first 6 vampires.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I know that's one. I didn't write the other ones down.
The other one was language that you dream in.
Yes, language you dream in.
And then there's like a motivation one, like why are you doing stuff? Is it for like community revenge? Those are the two.
Yeah. But I don't remember what that last one was. But it's not really important. It's more important to her to figure out what her mother, if her mother's answers to the questions, basically. And if she was to either inherit the house, she either had to follow what her mom thought to be more in line with the house, master of the house, or to find out what her mom's answers were and do the complete opposite to kind of make it her own and overthrow her mom's power.
Yes. So she wants to get control of the house so that she can, 1, get the mask, 2, break the law that Yos is under, and then 3, make her own laws.
Yes. Yeah. And then make Samson take out his fucking heart.
Yeah.
and also her other wish is to make JK human again. Because he's a vampire.
Yes, which we don't know if he's alive at this point.
Yes, Samson is holding him in an undisclosed location.
Yes.
But we hope to God he's still alive.
And GK is a Motsubeo, which is kind of a monk. Yeah.
A bone monk.
Yeah, they carry bones around and they can tell, like,
when death is near.
Yes. For people.
Yeah, and they also are not really the security, but more like the judges in anything regarding laws. So they are meant to be the objective third party and follow the laws as this last sage laid out.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Ward is also a Motsubeo, but he was a vampire, so I don't,
yeah.
He was before he was, I don't know.
We don't really know a lot about him, but God love him.
It's because he doesn't speak.
Yeah. Yes. So they start the first semester. The dean wants to kind of meet with them and to figure out if
the inheritance of the house, because it could go to Yos or it could go to Kidon.
Or June, if she ends up passing the class. She could go in line of succession, and then at that point it would be Kadon and June figuring out the house law and to make it the master. But obviously June is like a year behind Kadon at this point. And Kadon wants Yost to sign over the house to her.
And he's like, oh no, I ain't doing that.
He is like, no. She wants him mainly to build that trust back. And she's about to lose her house, basically.
Yeah. So they all get into this meeting. Well, before this meeting, Yost is like, hey, the last time we had a council meeting, your parents died. Just FYI.
Yeah. So, like, if you're going to the dean's house, be fucking careful. Okay. So basically, the dean tells them that the 13th, which is just another faction in this society.
Faction society.
Oh my god, it is. I mean, they have factions within orders, within. There's just a lot. Some of the houses align more with some of the other houses because their belief system. So the 13th has a proposal, but the leader of the 13th group wants to remain anonymous. So we don't technically know for sure
who it is.
There was some speculation, especially on Slane's part, but I'm not there yet, so it's somewhere in my notes. So basically, the 13th don't want to shatter the university laws and leave it defenseless. They don't want that. They want to strip the founding houses of unchecked, rampant power.
So there's 2 houses that are in the center. Idana House and Ferris House.
House Ferris, which is technically second in line with them because they base it on loyalty of your vampires. How many vampires you have, basically.
Yes. And then the rest of the houses are on the border, so they only control one law in their house. The other 2 houses in the center can have as many laws as they want.
Yes. So they want to basically remove House of Dane from the middle position as I think she is one of the founding houses.
Yes. It's her and Ferris that are the 2 founders.
Okay, yes. That's what I was thinking. So they want it to be a border house. So the monks, the
Moksabea.
Yeah, Moksabea say that they're going to handle this situation every week. The houses vote on Thursday for
whatever reason.
It has to do something with the last sage devoted up. Anyways, yeah, for whatever reason. The Thursday every week or every month. I think it was every week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was weekly. Yes.
So they start with the first house, which is that name.
I'm not in.
Okay. So the house with the most. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how they decided to do the vote. So the vote goes from the house with the most vampires to the least. So of course we know the last one is House of Dane because then we have, I guess technically 2 vampires.
Yeah, there's 2 now.
Which
one can't vote because he just came in.
No, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how we're gonna move forward.
So the first house votes that they want to strip Kidon's house from the center and make it a border house, and basically that's the whole book. We're gonna cut back into.
Yes, yeah. Every Thursday, basically every week, each house votes, and then if they want to move it to a border house versus the not border house. Yeah, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it kind of goes back and forth between Yost. He needs to meet with Aaron, who actually turned him, which I thought was pretty interesting.
So Yost is a emperor of the Nefari.
Yes.
So there's a lot of history with him.
So basically,
the Nefari is his court, pretty much.
Yes. He turned most of his court because he encountered the Black Rot, which we now know was the first vampire Vosa, I think is how you pronounce it. Varos?
Yeah.
Varos, the Night Lion, the Unkillable, apparently. But of course, at this point in stage, we don't know that as readers.
Yes. At this stage, I think mentions that he had a betrothed.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know her name
Not
at
yet.
this point.
Yeah.
He wants to get the Nefari back on his side. Samson's pissed at him because
of the betrayal,
which we don't know
we
fully
don't,
what it
yeah,
is
we
at
don't
this
know
point.
the full reason. Yes, but you do find out obviously a little bit later in the book. But basically, Yos is telling Taj, like, I need to meet with Aaron because Aaron has the most pull with the Nefarsi. I'm saying that wrong. I know it, but because she was the one that turned basically everyone. She has it, and she's very fucking powerful.
Yes,
like very powerful. So he feels like if he can get her on his side, he can win back his people, and that's like his. I wouldn't say main goal, but it's pretty high up there.
Well, his main goal is to get the artifacts and then
Yes.
to get his court back on his.
Yes. Yeah. Does it tell you at this stage like why he betrayed them? Not yet.
No.
Okay. Not yet.
Aren, like, kind of meets with him, and she basically beats him up and buries him alive, pretty much.
Yep, pretty much.
And he had told Taj and what's his other companion?
Iniko.
Aniko.
I got you.
That he was going to meet with Aaron, and it's probably not going to go
No.
to bring blood just in case.
Yeah. But he also kind of finds out on the stage, because he had a small fight with Samson, that he wears like a metal cover on his one arm, and find out that he has the black rot, which I think Yos knew, but we didn't know why that's important.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what he did that to save him in the beginning. Anyways, sorry. Yeah. But yeah, Aaron basically buries him alive to teach him a lesson, which she loves doing. She loves just like she just likes rubbing it in his face that he's weak.
Yeah.
Which fair yeah. We'll
Fair
get to her
enough.
in a little bit.
I mean, she's a badass, to be honest.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, Taj and Aniko come rescue him with blood, and then this is where Yost finds out he is what they call mortal vowed. Which
I love. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he was like, huh? So, I don't know, I have it kind of written down, but basically it means that, he can only drink from Kadon at this point. Since he's, I want to try to get it right. Okay. So, immortal vow, I took a lot of notes, guys. You're welcome, okay? Is a bond that forms when a human is willing to give more than their blood. A true surrender of their life. And the vampire is willing to guard it. So, when he saved her life on the, I think it was the roof, and then again with the pill.
Yes.
He trapped himself again.
And then, also, the true surrender was the first time that he fed on her in the bath. Yeah. So, a little bit before that, it goes back to Kadon looked up a name. Since she passed her classes, they have more access to the history. Mm-hmm.
And so she heard the name when Yost and Samson was fighting. And it's Lasudo? Lucidio?
Yeah.
That looks like it's probably a better pronunciation. And the dean wants to meet with them because anyone that searches that name, I don't want to say had to be vetted, but basically the dean wants to be the reason, like, explain why it's restricted, and then you're able to like look and figure out more of the history.
So this guy trapped the Nefari people for a long time, and I think we find this out.
Yeah, it's right around this time, yes.
And Yost got away, and he went to Uxley with Taj and Aniko. So as far as he knew, they were the only three to get out, and then the rest of them burned.
Yes. Yes.
Because this vampire is like traps them, and he's a tyrant and all that jazz.
Yes. So instead of is it Uxley? Uxley. Yes.
Uxley.
Yeah. God dang it. Okay. The university. It's completely different atmosphere from Lucidio's camp. So basically, he is a tyrant and basically rules with everyone's slaves beside him. Basically, so the Acti, yeah, are basically treated as slaves, blood bags, kind of, if you want to use that reference. And the vampires are more of servants.
Yeah.
Kind of in this weird tyrant-ruled kingdom that we don't know where it's at. And then this is where we kind of see Yusuf's hand, since, the whole burning of the hand to GK's. It permanently ruined his right hand, which he was a drawer. So he's learning from his dad to draw on his left hand. I found the 4 points of culture if we need it again. So basically, to inherit the house, you must dream in the same language, believe in the same faith, believe in the same politic views. Yeah, politic and views.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very dumbed down version of it. So we're back to Yost being mortal fouled. And then
Kidon went to the dean's house with
Yusuf
and whatever her name is.
Yes. So basically, this is where the dean basically says her trauma from this guy that he kind of ordered a vampire to kill 3 of her children. And that's why she wants to be the first one to explain the history behind him.
Yes.
Because it's a very deep and personal vow. I mean,
to get revenge on this vampire.
Yes. And so Kidon is like, you didn't fucking do nothing to avenge your kids. And so she was like, well, you can't lead with rage, which we all know that's how Kidon works. She definitely doesn't think before she acts. That's 100% sure.
The dean does everything in her power to make sure that Uxley is protected. And it's not going to be harmed.
Yep. Yes. So they go in between classes, in between the votes, and like a lot of plot happens. So they're all the three trio.
Yeah.
Are in the library studying. When Kidon goes to find another book, Celine's in the bathroom, and Yusuf is just asleep. There is a mysterious book that hops onto her place, I guess. Lap, basically. And it's called the
Osirakti.
Which subtitled Submission and Control, Master the House, Master All. Second vote has kicked in. They want to kick out House of Dane. Okay. So Aaron's meeting up with Yost and Tosh with Aniko, and then she brings 2 of his court, basically, and says, well, what are you going to do to win them back? And he's like, I'll do anything. He wants his people back. And she's like, okay, well, we want blood. So we want, straight from the source. We want some attackees. And Yost is like, I will not be like Lucido. Whatever his name is. Sorry. He will not go to his path. He will bring only willing people. And he's like, it's going to take some time. And she's like, man.
Well, you got like a week.
yeah, pretty much. And then, of course, kind of going back to Kidon, she feels really guilty about GK. Felt motherfucker. No, I was kidding.
I mean, yeah.
I mean...
But she didn't kill him, first of all.
But she's going to try to do everything she can to bring him back.
Yeah.
Yusuf's kind of afraid to go to prison to see his dad. And of course, you know, Kadon and Celine's like, we'll go with you. Awkward, but okay. And they kind of talk, and Celine and Kadon talk about inheriting their houses. This was for the point where Kadon's like, oh shit, I probably need to learn about my fucking parents. Yeah. So the entire time she's been at the university, she hasn't kind of looked into the situation because trauma. Basically, you know, them leaving her even though it wasn't their fault. I think she feels like if she kind of looks into it, it'll be more real. Like, yeah.
She doesn't want to know about her parents because she wants to think that they're like off away and they don't matter. Yeah.
So this is when she kind of starts reading up about her parents, that they had their hearts basically torn out of their bodies at the dinner table.
Left at the dinner table.
Yeah.
They think it was they think they killed the vampire that did it. Well, Yost killed the vampire that did it. Let's get that clear.
Oh, yeah. I knew that as soon as I... So, his name is Derek the Cruel. He was imprisoned in Danforth prison, where they send everyone, apparently. Only 6 weeks after the killings. And since they had an eyewitness... I mean, they just had an eyewitness at this point. So Yost
ripped his heart out, like...
Yes.
He supposedly did her parents.
Yes. Yeah. Which we kind of know. Anyways. So this is where Kadon is like, sees June across the, campus, and she's smiling, and she fucking gets pissed about it.
Yeah.
And so she kind of goes over and she's like, okay, well, since we passed, do any of you freshmen have any questions? I love this part. She's just like sitting there like dominant.
Yeah, but they also can't say what they had to do to pass.
No, they can't. It's forbidden, and
they'll go to jail.
Yeah, they'll go to jail, but I don't know if there's any other repercussions. I don't know. Anyways, it's forbidden to tell. And so, instead of answering they answer some questions, but instead of answering like a lot of the question, Kadon goes into the story about, how the sister abandoned the other sister with no reason and kind of left her behind. And the students asked why. And this is when, of course, in the first book, they are partnered up based on their aligned views with another classmate. Mm-hmm. So June's, like, kind of partner states that, she must have left because she was, like, a horrible person or something. And Kadon basically just straight looks at June's like, is that true? June walks away embarrassed or flustered or... Ooh.
Listen, I felt this. This is bringing up some issues.
Well, I was like, damn, girl. Like, ooh. Ooh. Anyways. And then Yusuf saying to Kadon, like, you're different when you're around your sister. And so she kind of storms off because she doesn't want to hear that, from someone. And then, of course, she runs into Samson. Anyways, Samson's like, hey, I can tell you June's weakness because he lives by code. Samson lives by code. I know, it's weird.
I don't know if it's a code or more he just likes to screw everybody over.
It's definitely a personality trait, 100%. So basically, Samson's saying, I understand the pain of being betrayed. Let that sink in here. And told her, his own only one more moral is never abandon family, and for that there's a price. So even though June's helped him, he's willing to sell her out, basically, because he feels like she's wronged Kadon and his own sense of, I don't know, honestly, morality, because he still likes June. I don't know.
He feels like he was betrayed by Yost.
Yes. In many ways.
He doesn't want anything like that to happen to somebody else. And if somebody does that to somebody, they're like, no.
Yes, he's very, like, he doesn't want to do anything to June because she's serving a purpose for him. And so if he can get Kadon on his side, she's already, past the class. She's already ahead of June. And why does he need June at that point?
Yeah. Well, to help his black rot. Because June is good with plants.
Weirdly, yes. She has a lot of knowledge he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go with that.
Also, before this, Yos is like, can we kill your sister? And Kadon is like, no, we definitely cannot kill my sister.
Yes, she's still holding out hope. That is her sister, so yes, she doesn't want that yet. But Kadon doesn't want to betray Yos. So, Samson's like, well, I'll tell you June's weakness. I expect in return an answer. So he's like, June's weakness is Ward. And literally, Kadon does nothing with this information. Literally, I'm like, what's the point of this?
Ward follows her around. And I think it's just to, foreshadow what happens with her and GK. Because June and Ward are kind of, connected in that same way, too.
Yeah, I kind of felt weird with Ward because I was like, so he doesn't speak. And so he only speaks to June via mind link, which is unusual in the setting of the book, I think. No other people do this. So, I was like, I don't know what to do with this information. Yeah. So, but of course, Kadon is kind of tempted because, she wants to make June feel the pain she felt this past year and a half.
Yeah, also, Yos likes to pick at her a little bit. to put it nicely.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I think this is when we kind of first, I want to say this is when we first get to, June as a POV.
Yeah. And
for some reason, she thinks she's fated to die when she turns 21. There's no explanation for this. No idea. She's kind of falling asleep during class, and the professor's like, "Are you falling asleep?" And he's an old vampire.
Yeah.
His name is Professor Andreas. And so he's an older vampire, and I think he's a companion to the dean.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So he asks her a question that is from a book that is in multiple languages and
she shouldn't have this knowledge.
No, yes, she didn't have the knowledge. And so she answers flawlessly, which everyone's like, huh? And this is where we kind of figure out that Taj is stalking her.
Yes. Listen. Oh, man.
Do you think that's a pairing in the third book?
I don't know, because she stated something about falling in love.
Yeah.
But they're not supposed to fall in love with their vampire companions.
Yeah, but he's not her companion.
No, but I don't think they're supposed to, mate up with the vampires either.
Gotcha. There's some weird rules about this.
Because they can't mate with vampires and they can't mate with other,
I know they can't do other houses.
Yeah, it's going to be an outside source.
Yes. Where the Arcana Society kind of comes in. That's humans from outside the university that holds power that makes the university... Makes it run. I don't know. Some weird kind of they need outside help to be able to
yeah.
Information don't got. So you're welcome. So this is kind of the first part where Yos and Kadon, at least in this book, reconnect on a level where they get more trust.
Each other. They get more feelings for each other for sure.
That's true, but so he basically comes up to her in the study and is like, goes to bite her, and she's like, oh, okay. Wait. And then pushes him away, and because he always asks, and he didn't. And then, of course, he had just been buried by Aaron and can't drink blood like a normal vampire. So, she pushes him away. They head home, and...
Yeah, because in the house he's human.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes. Yeah. So she said that you can have blood if you answer questions, especially about, like, basically anything. And he leads her to a broom closet.
The joy closet.
You know, okay, so I kind of thought about this, and because each room in the house, of any house, I think, if it's, I don't know if it's because you're not masked, I don't know, but each room envelops an emotion in the person, and you can find joy in the smallest room in the house. Like, is that on purpose? Because no one finds joy anymore?
I think it's because there's so much, like, anger and aggression in Adana house that it's just gotta be the smallest room.
I was like, man, like, that's kind of how I took it, you know? Like, it was like, yeah, you can find joy, but it's in the small things. Anyways, so they kind of are in the broom closet together. Sounds so fucking weird. Small ass broom closet with mops and buckets. I mean, it's literally a janitor's closet. And I feel like they're kind of reconnecting.
Yeah.
And they can get some more feelings. They talk a little bit. And he kind of regrets bringing her to the room and then leaves. And this is where Kadan fears that she will never be, that she will always be left behind.
Yeah, she's not going to be chosen. That seems to be our theme this book.
Yes, this book is straight up, like, she just wants to be chosen first. I mean, I feel like everyone on a certain degree wants that. But this book, she feels like everyone's betrayed her. You kind of see her two friends kind of growing apart. Yos is kind of this weird... Hey, you know, we don't know him. We don't know what's going through his head at the moment. I mean, he kind of like, he doesn't like touching her in the house because it feels wrong because it's not a vampire there. So we kind of get that, but she doesn't get that at all. And she's like, oh, he don't like me anymore. He don't touch me. He doesn't. So I can kind of see her insecurities and fears coming in. So I get both sides, but like fucking communicate.
Anyways, well, Yost doesn't communicate. He just does whatever, regardless.
Oh, yeah, no.
But also, I think it's coming up. There's a scene that's like, oh my god. Just like,
I'm not quite sure which one you're talking about. We'll get there, maybe.
It's the fire scene.
Oh. Yes, anyways. Woo! Got heated there. Anyways, so, I don't know if this is really important, but June is having another nightmare. And this is the first time where Kadan doesn't really go to her.
Yeah.
But she sleeps outside her door.
In the hallway.
And like, she still wants to be there, but she can't go through the heartbreak again, I think. Is kind of where we're supposed to get. Of course, let's see here. Yos is still trying to plot to kill Samson, vice versa, kind of. Basically. So Yos sends a letter to Samson that is kind of, he altered a tad bit, but it was a letter from Talia, which was his betrothed at the, I would say at the time.
When he was human.
Yeah, when he was still an emperor, a human emperor. There we go. And of course, you know, slightly altering it because she did write letters to the Immortal.
Yes.
So that's how he has those. He framed it to make it look like it was a love confession, which pissed off Samson. If you can't tell by now, they had a love triangle here where basically Samson was in love with Talia, Yos
Was
not in love with her.
I don't think so. They were betrothed though, and they were friends.
Yeah, they
sure.
were betrothed like at the age of 11, so it's more of just like a alliance, arrangement, marriage. But he still, I think, had maybe not like lover feelings for her, but still cared for her.
Yes.
So that's. But of course, Yos, being the emperor's like, hey, stop looking at my betrothed, and he's like, you can appreciate her like I can.
I don't like Samson.
No one likes Samson, okay? Besides anyways.
Well, I thought for the longest, like, the first half of this book that June and Samson were together.
Yes, because it kind of made it seem like, because June kind of helps him with his black rot, is very tame with her.
Yeah.
And it just could be like her weak constitution, kind of, where she's like really soft-spoken, really doesn't like any kind of violence, like shy, kind of. Let's see here. I think this is where we go to. I'm like drawing a blank. Something come. Oh, Kadon asks Yost to like if you really want something or me to like be with, gain the trust back, kill Samson. So this is where he kind of frames Samson by getting the disease blood,
yeah,
which was Raymond. Oh my gosh, names. Remen's father, and someone killed him. I don't know who. But basically, they got his blood, injected it into Samson's gums. I don't know. They framed him somehow with blood.
Yeah.
So the news of the death comes, and this is where Selene voices her opinion of who the 13th are, and they think it's that same house, which is a Jeff? It's
A
JTAF.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But that is actually the house that has the most vampires. So that's where Selene kind of puts her speculation in. We cannot, even by the end of this book, cannot confirm or deny that.
Yeah. It's Ojtov. Because Raymond Ojtov is that what her last name was.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Ojtov. There we go.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't know who the 13th is.
Yes, yeah. I assume that's going to be part of the third book. Maybe if there's a fourth, I don't know.
Hopefully there's just 3, so we can get...
We need to... Okay.
I need answers.
Anyways. They kind of head to class, and this is where the first kind of riots start. Or at least there was like peaceful protests because they wanted a Dane house kind of out of the picture. This is where you kind of see more of the riots between the houses, between the factions, multiple factions at this point. You have the 13th, you have the people that are loyal to the university itself, you have the Nefari. And then you have the different houses within Arcane Society.
I didn't write any of this down because it's going to be important, but it's not important. Like,
yes, it's more of just the story building and understand that there's a lot of different moving pieces, and I am terrible at anything to do with like politics and understanding politics. Like that whole like, you do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. If you're loyal to me, I'll be loyal to you. Like I understand that to a certain degree, but there's just so many different factions and so many different views, so many different... There's just a lot. Like, yeah. I feel like it's just a lot. And you don't know really who to root for. And a lot, like, every time I felt like I had something figured out, that went out the window, and a completely different twist took a place. Like, this book kept me guessing until the very end. Because I was like, I wrote down, I was like, Skylar, this is what's going to happen. I got 3 different endings. Did any of those endings come true? Kind of, not really.
Well, listen, I thought since June had all this knowledge that Samson gave her this knowledge, like coached her, for one.
Yes, I think that's how you're supposed to take it.
And that she was going to master the house before Kedon mastered the house.
Yes. Yes, that's kind of where I thought it was going as well. And yeah. Anyways.
Oh, man.
Can't you tell us all what Anyways.
So, around this time, Kedon's trying to get votes because Celine's house voted against her.
Yeah, she was kind of pissed about that.
Yes. Which...
Oh, yeah, that is actually next chapter. Yeah, to be fair, she felt like, Celine was her friend, felt like she would go vote in her way.
That didn't happen.
That did not happen. She voted against her.
So she's going to go to the Arcane Society and go, I'm going to get married. And Yos is like, the hell you are.
Yeah, he is pissed. Yes, it is pissed. She is pissed. So basically, Omar is the one that gives her this advice, which is Yost's dad. And basically, you have to seek marriage, alliance, and have kids, have more of a bloodline. Like, that's what she wants anyways. Because she's only 19 still at this point. I think by the end of the book, she's 20. Is that correct? Because they have, yeah. Anyways, so she thinks she's found a clear path forward, Kedon has, and help with the one book. Don't ask me to say it again. The one forbidden book that's not supposed to be around. To kind of seal off her emotions, and that's what she's probably gonna do.
Yeah. But she goes to the Arcane Society.
Yes.
And, he's like, Yos is like, you're not getting married. They're gonna think you're getting married.
Yeah, he basically has to be like, okay.
But you're not doing that.
You need to make them think. Just dangle the carrot a little bit, and yeah. So, but before she goes, she actually does end up sealing off her emotions within, and this is only in effect within the house. So in the house, Kedon has no emotions, is like a
zombie, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. She can think clearly, come up with plans, like, this is working for her at the moment.
At the moment.
At the moment. So yeah, they go to the Arcana Society, and, of course, Yos, in a little bit later in the book, or earlier in the book, tells Tosh that he wants him to get close to June. Of course, Tosh plays in the long game.
Well, Tosh is like, I don't want to do that. Because every time you make me do something, I have to betray them, and I don't want to.
Yes. So basically, he's like, I'm not going to interfere. This is you. This is all you, buddy. And so that's why Tosh was kind of stalking June, basically. Trying to find the right in. Yes, because she's always with Ward. Or Samson. Or
somebody.
Yes.
But he knows that in their Dranokti classes that she's going to need some kind of article of clothing.
Yeah.
And it can't be from the new vampires.
Yes.
And Tosh was like, this is my favorite time of year.
This is my favorite time of year. He loves getting naked, okay? I mean, kind of. So basically, they're at the Arcane Society, and Kedon is there for one reason. To find out more about her parents, and kind of find a husband.
And get alliances.
Yes.
Kind of.
So, she ends up reading her father's thesis paper, which was his in with her mom, I should say. Mm-hmm. So the paper was, it's a long one, like a manga title. Prisoner Psychology, Exploring Assimilation and the Challenges of Re-entering into Society. Yeah.
Her mom is in that paper.
Was one of the subjects.
Because she was arrested because she told one of her friends, or two, about what you had to do to pass Dranokti.
Which sent her to prison for a year to reflect on herself. I don't know. And this is where she kind of gets in with her mom's friend, who is a doji.
Sure.
A doji Pirion?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. And of course, Kadon sees Yost talking it up to other people, and she's like, oh, he won't fucking feed from me, but he'll feed from these other bitches.
Little does she know that he can't feed from anybody else but her.
No. So he ends up getting 2 actees to come out with him and gives him the choice. But then Aaron kind of, Aaron, and then you have the two from his court, which is Baruch and Hinoka. Hinoka. Yeah. That's what I'm going with. And so Yost is like, okay, I proved my fucking self, come on. And Aaron's like, your last task is to kill Kadon. He's like, fucking damn it!
He's like, no, I don't want that.
Yes.
Because he's been thinking about her eyes.
I'm scared. Yes. So she meets up with a doge. Yeah, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I butchered that. And she kind of explains her mother and how her mom's views of the university, like forcing people to kill, she didn't agree with, basically. And that's why she basically told her, but she had already killed before that, and then someone else. And then she kind of finds the Dirt Diggers, who, that's the kind of the group her mom created to kind of fight back from this university societies.
Yeah, because she doesn't want the Octies to have to kill so that the drain eggs can feed on them.
Yes.
Is the main...
Yes. So, yeah. So, it's kind of where it's at. And then she's realizing that she kind of needs their votes to sway the overall votes. Okay. Yeah. Sunios is really kind of weak, still from blood loss, because he kind of refuses to give Kadon more power over them than he already has, even though she has no knowledge about this power that she kind of holds in her hand. And then kind of outside, he sees Celine helping Yusuf because he's drunk, taking him from the Arcane Society. And then Iniko is like, either fucking kill her or don't. Like, make up your fucking mind.
Yost is easy to kill people. He's like, she betrayed me, dead.
Yes. But it's, for some reason...
Don's like, you cannot kill them. It's like, dang it. we do not eat our companion.
We do not. So basically, Kadon gives Yost, like, I'll give you blood if you tell me why you were talking to Aaron. And he's like, I need blood. So he gives her a snippet. He's like, I want to get my people back. And of course, that pisses Kadon off because he didn't choose her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the about it. So she's like, okay. And this is where he bites her finger. So from the first book, we found out that biting a certain body part pulls out memories that are connected to this emotion wherever they bite. Yeah. So apparently, because I don't remember, like, some of them, but the finger sees kindness. And this is your part. You can go ahead.
Listen.
You love this part. I'll let you go.
So, what she sees is Yost does not like the fire being on at all. And,
in the first book, he's sitting by the fire
every majority of the time. She comes into the house and he realizes that she likes the fire. So when he realizes that, every other time he sits by the fire so he can be by her, or he lights the fire. I'm like, God dang it!
Yes. So I think this is where Kadon kind of sees their misunderstanding of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And of course he plays it off as like, well, I was scared of fire because of past trauma, obviously from when he thought his people burned to death. And he's like, I couldn't let you know my weakness.
Yeah.
That's not the truth.
That's not the truth.
It's not the truth.
He did it for her.
Yes.
And it's the cutest thing in the world.
So what does he see from Kadon?
I don't remember hers.
How dare you? It's not as cool.
Yeah.
It is definitely not as cool. So basically, she asked him to leave the house to protect him, and not because she didn't want him there. Not as cool compared to the fire, but it's still kind of like, he kind of understands that she didn't do it out of spitefulness. So I feel like this is a really big turning point for their, like, actual relationship.
Yes. He also tells her, I think in this part, that they cannot kiss because she will die.
Yeah.
Because he can't control himself.
Yes, and that's apparently all vampires. We'll get to what that invokes, but it's the tongue. We'll get to that because I have that written down. So this is when we go back to Jim. You know, she's an herbalist with random knowledge of some shit, and what? So she knows how to heal black rot.
Kind of. She knows how to, like,
drain the poison from the veins, which is gross. But yes, and kind of put slab on it, and then she makes this kind of medicine that curves vampires' hunger, because, you know, vampires can only feed on people that have killed others. And so Tasha's coming to give her a piece of his clothing, because he promised her.
Yeah, because they don't have a ball this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they don't have a ball. Yeah. So, he literally only has, like, one sock and his underwear and some other small clothing. And so she's like, you know.
And Ward tried to give her a watch before this, but he is not allowed to participate this year.
And so she's like, well, let me have your headband, because he always wears the gold headband. And he's like, it covers a scar. And she's like, oh, I could help with that, maybe. So he takes it off. And June freaks the fuck out. She kind of just, like, backs away, like, freezes, looks at his... And he's like, puts it back on. He's like, I know it's horrible. My God.
Poor Tosh.
But she, of course, recognizes that the scars, what they mean.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that for now. And we also find out that Ward communicates via mind link and calls her Desta. I don't know what this means. I still don't know until, like, the end of this book. I don't understand what this piece of information we're supposed to gain from.
I think because she had a different name than June. Her parents gave her, I don't remember the name, but it's different than June. And then
is that why her name's so normal?
Yeah. And they used June to cover it up.
Okay. That kind of makes sense, because I was like, I don't... What this is... I don't understand.
But Tosh gives her a clock, because she's always late for everything.
She doesn't like to recognize time.
A watch, not a...
I mean, it's close enough. It's fine. So, Kadon meets with the Gravediggers, which are Ijo, someone from House Rogita, and Timo. Some word that I don't know. Anyway, yes. So those three, plus her parents, made up the Gravedigger Society, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anyone else. It didn't say.
Well, a lot of people in the Gravediggers got arrested, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right. Most of them are arrested or kind of silenced into submission at this point. So a Doge is like her vampire. Draca. So she's very adamant that the vampire that was suspected of killing them did not kill them. Why? Because she was kind of in love with him. That's a taboo. You're not supposed to do that. Period. So she's like, no, but Malachi, who is from House Timo, said he saw them. He was a witness, physically saw him through the house window, whatever. Kill them. And so that's kind of why they drifted apart. Cause she's like, no, he would never do this. And he's like, I fucking saw him do this. Like,
but we don't know if he truly did it or he didn't.
Yeah, we don't know that piece. And so Joe's is telling Ken to marry into the Panther Order, and they will have no choice but to support you. Now, who the fuck is the Panther Order, you say? I got you. In the Arcane Society, or the Arcane Tower, there are different orders, and among them are the different main houses. Because you have, how many houses? Total 12 houses. They're all kind of split into different orders. So the Panther Order is House Timo, Rijode, and Parada, which are the 3 people that she just met up with. So she's telling her, if you marry into it, we will have no choice to
support you.
So Yost is trying to figure out his path forward. Like, a lot of this book is trying to figure out.
He's like, I don't want to kill Kidon because I kind of like her.
Yes, but he's like, I don't know how else to win over my people again. There's just a lot going on. And then Atet, who is the cook of House of Dane, telling Yost not to leave Kidon again. Okay. Okay. All right. In class, next time they're in class, Yusuf has mastered his house.
Yay, Yusuf.
Yes. Woohoo! Both Kidon and Selene are very surprised because he didn't tell them. Because they're kind of drifting apart after the whole Selene kind of betraying Kidon the boat.
Yeah.
Which Selene, I don't know how to feel about Selene because this is where we kind of see where you don't know if she's really Kidon's friend or not. Because, she didn't vote her way. And she's like, well, I'm trying to figure out my own, like, power, kind of. Yeah. Or sway. And it kind of ruined their whole, like...
I think they're frenemies. I think they were frenemies the whole time. Because Selene does things to hurt Kidon, pretty much. Like, she killed GK, for one.
Yeah.
She voted against Kidon.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know she's part of 13, so yeah, that's a hard decision for her.
Because her family, especially her father, who is very abusive.
Yes. And then she also does something at the end.
We're getting there. We're about halfway through. Should we speed this up? There's just a lot to go through. We're kind of going by chapter, but... So, basically, in class, Yusuf has mastered his house. And so the next task the professor gives him is called the red string task. Or the red string, task. To understand the importance of dealing out law, especially for your own house, you have to know what it is to be bound by your companion, like your companions are bound to them.
Yes.
So, they basically have to put this, like, I want to, those, like, things for toddlers where you strap off the one and they have a little, like, cord. Okay, so imagine that, guys. But it's red string. And so basically, for 6 hours, they have to obey every command that's given to them for 6 hours, and if the string is broken, they fail the class. There's that. And he's like, next time before class starts, have that done.
And it has to be with one of your vampire companions.
Yes.
So, Yusuf is kind of...
Oh, yeah. He's kind of,
screwed in this because previously, Yos,
his companion is Erin.
Yeah.
And she's disappeared. Kind of does her own thing.
Well, what had happened was Yos and Taj basically tricked her and buried her alive.
I mean, she did the same to Yos.
I mean, yeah. And so he doesn't have to kill Kidan.
Yeah.
So now she's mysteriously disappeared.
Yes. Yeah. She was just like, I ain't doing this shit. So Kidan trying to win over Yusuf's vote because his house vote is coming up soon, and Celine basically wants Yusuf to vote her way.
Yep.
And so basically tells him that he has to choose between them at this point. And then Celine and Kidan have this like talk, and she's like, you know, your friendship costs too much, basically. Yes. So she starts to head home, and this is where she first hears GK in her mind, but she thinks it's just a phantom of her guilt, kind of.
Yeah.
And he tells her not to go home, and she's like, oh gosh, I'm mentally overloaded, I'm going fucking crazy.
She's like, I have no emotions at home, this is where I'm going.
Yes, she doesn't, yeah, she really wants to be in her armor, as she calls it. Oh, yeah. So she gets to home, she sees Atet and Yos kind of being really close, friendly, and that's what she kind of wants, and she's like, well, if I didn't have my armor, I'd probably be upset and jealous. But I don't care. And this is where Yos knows that she's reading the book and tells her that the book was written by
Lucidio,
yeah. And she's like, well, how is it any different from your book, The Mad Lovers, which you always carried around in like the first book and this book, basically. Oh yeah, she's gonna show you. The Al Crane edition has it. It's so fucking cool. Okay. Sorry. And sorry,
okay.
I got really like so he says, you know, you read the book, and you don't understand the difference, I don't know if I can help you. But basically, the difference between the two books is that, like, the Mad Lovers asks for the kind of the, I'm gonna say sacrifice because I feel like it fits. Command does not command, it asks. There we go, that's a better word. Yeah. And then she asks him to fucking leave because she's pissed. Even though has her emotions tied. I don't know, it's weird. Anyways,
I just need you to get out of my face.
Yeah, pretty much. Because he can kind of break through. Anger is still a very triggering emotion for her. But guess who was released and coming back with a vengeance? Samson. And this is where the book, I don't like it.
I don't like this part.
No, I don't either. So basically, Kidan being in the house where she doesn't have any emotions, the next logical choice is to give Samson something that Yos loves, and she gives him a test.
Well, she does the red string test with Samson because Yos made her mad, is what happened. And then Samson tells her that he needs something that Yos treasures. And Kidan's like, well, he likes a Tay-Tay. And Samson gets a Tay-Tay and
breaks her fucking neck.
Yeah. In front of Yos.
Yes.
And Kidan. Kidan doesn't have no emotions. She's like, I should be freaking out at this point. I don't want to take Tay to die.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is where you kind of see where seeing off her emotions has backfired on her, because she's like, okay, stop it. Stop him from killing her. And she literally can't because she's still off her emotions.
Yep. She locked her house.
So, after this, because this is the first time where Kadon's like, okay, maybe this wasn't a great idea.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have done this.
So after this, Yos is kind of like locked in the study. Samson leaves. And Kadon's like, yeah, I need to fix this, pretty much.
Yeah. So she's kind of goes back to see Etet's body gone, and that the artifact. I shouldn't say artifact room. It's artifacts, but not the artifacts. Not the ones that we're searching for. It's more of like Yos's treasures from his past life as emperor. That is kind of open, and she realizes that there's a way out from that she didn't know about. Mm-hmm. So she's standing in front of the portrait, and this is where I feel like June kind of like mans up a little bit. June comes home, kind of stands behind Kadon, and Kadon asks her for, the myth, basically. And where if you get the 3 artifacts, break them, it breaks the bonds that hold the vampires together. And this is where June tries to kill Kadon.
Yeah.
Because, the last part of passing the class is to kill someone. And, Kadon still can't feel her emotions. And she just couldn't make herself kill June. She got the upper hand, kind of was going to kill June, and she just can't. So June's like, okay, well, I'm going to try to kill you. Stabs her in the hand, and I was like, okay, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And just end it. And this is when June's like, I fucking can't! I can't! And then this is where she goes to erase her, seals that seal her emotions, and goes to Yos and tells him, I'm so sorry. I want to make this right. I fucked up.
Yeah. Because she erases her emotions, and then she feels everything. And then she gets what her mom was talking about in her journal.
Mm-hmm.
Where, embracing your emotions instead of sealing them off. Yes.
So she kind of forgets on how to master the house in that way based on the Forbidden Book. And this is where Yos buries Aaron alive, and then they have the moment where they kiss.
And he kills her.
He straight up does. So if you bite the tongue, this is why vampires can't kiss. Humans? Yeah, we're going with that. Which, when you bite the tongue, you see pleasure. Okay. And they're kissing, he nicks her tongue, and they both go into just euphoric high, and he sees only himself, from her memories.
Yes. It's when he was bloody. The first one.
He was like, ah! In the bath scene, because that's when she first started having feelings for him. And Kadon kind of feels kind of the same. And then he kind of drained her by accident.
Taj pulls him off of Kadon, and she's dead. So technically, he did do what Aaron said. So he can be like, yeah, I did kill her.
Well, that's a good loophole, yeah. Iniko kind of gives her blood to get her pumping again. And she's like, well, that was a good way to die. We can do that again.
He's like, no.
Yeah, he's like, we can't kiss again. And then so this is where Kadon's like, okay, well, I have a plan. We're going to tell Samson that you're human in the house. And he's like, excuse me? I got the secret pretty heavy. And you're like, just tell him, it's fine. So basically, to win over Samson's trust,
she's got to tell him something important.
Yes. And give him more, because she realizes that she can use the house to invoke emotions. So she kind of tested it on Yusuf to tell her a truth, to invoke it in him. But you still have to feel that pocket of trust before you can invoke that emotion towards her. So this is where we kind of get into Yos, or Kadon telling Yos that, you know, I'm loyal to you no matter how broken that loyalty may be, or how not broken, more just misguided. No, it's more like deranged loyalty. I don't know how to.
It's kind of twisted from.
Yes. Twisted loyalty. That's a good.
What you would think loyalty is.
Yes.
She does things for his best interest, but in a roundabout way.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So she kind of gives Yusuf to meet with the gravediggers, tells him about the plan, and the myth and the mask artifacts, and he's really on the same page as them, where he doesn't feel like it's okay for people to kill, for vampires to drink from them. So he's kind of in the more along the lines of their kind of thought process. They want things to change, and this is the only way that they know how, is to get the artifacts, break the binds. Okay, so this is where we get into the torture scenes. Absolutely. Well, the first torture scene is like really mild. It's like, I'm gonna burn your fucking letters.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that was supposed to be. I mean, I know what his like thought process was, but I'm just like, I straight thought he was straight gonna go like cutting off fingers and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but basically, he doesn't want to harm Yos to harm him. He wants to like emotionally kill him.
Yes.
Like anything that he loves, he's gonna take piece by piece, and that's what he thinks he's doing. And so, let's recap the votes. Technically, 5 houses have voted against Kadon at this point. And this is when we kind of first get, well, the one and only chapter of GK. My favorite man.
GK.
I'm so bad. He is my favorite character. And she really liked him, you know, for his...
Listen, most of the male characters are good in this.
Yes. I mean, Samson is the one.
Is the one.
Yeah, is the one off on that one. GK. So he had been turned to, sorry, I was going to skip him altogether after I just was like, yes! He has not drunk any blood since he was turned 2 months ago at this point. And he refuses to. He's mad at Kadon, even though it wasn't her fault. But he
feels like
betrayed.
Yeah, betrayed, and like he doesn't have a religion anymore. Like he can't be a Motsubeo.
Because he's a vampire. Well, not that he's a vampire. It's because he is a death-turned vampire. Which means that he was dead when he was turned vampire, which gives him black fangs for some...
Yeah, it gives him black fangs, and his hunger is more intense.
Oh, okay. I didn't... Thank you for remembering that. And so June kind of comes in and gives him the potion that tastes like medicine, gross medicine, to curb his hunger. And urging him to drink blood. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no. And he's like, why are you doing this? Because he figures out June is Kadon's sister. And she's like, she tells him that Kadon will need him soon. That's it. That's all we know. That's the end of his chapter. So then we kind of go back to Yos, or Samson basically, torturing Yos. First the letters. This goes on for 3 days. Kadon kind of gets Samson to trust her, and that's when she finds out the story about the fiancé. Yes. The love triangle, kind of.
Well, Samson's story.
Yes, Samson's part of it, yes. And then he tortures Yos. She gets him to actually bite her. Sees a little bit more of the his history.
So Samson thinks that Yos betrayed him because Taj? No. That's not
Tala.
Right. Tala.
Yeah, Tala.
Got the black rot. And
he ran away.
Yeah, Yos left her in the woods. And Samson wanted to go get her, but Yo said, no, you cannot do that. It'll kill you too.
Yeah,
Like,
and he basically chalks it up to, it's the plague, like, you can't go, even though at this point we still don't know what the Black Rod is from.
yes.
And then Samson telling Kadon probably the best secret so far is that he's tried everything he can to break the blades and nothing has worked. He's even thrown them in a volcano and they just come back. It's like, well, no, I was gonna say the ring, but that's not accurate.
No, the ring burns up in
Yeah.
the volcano.
I was trying to think of something else that came out. I don't know. Anyways, yes. So he's tried for 60 years to destroy these blades, and nothing.
He also tells her that he was working with Lucideo at this point.
Yes, I think you're right. Yes.
Which his court does not know about.
Yes.
They think they escaped and they're free.
Yes. June has dropped out of classes since she can't kill people. And then, yes, Samson with Lusodo, and then that's when Kadon tells Yos, Aniko, I think that's it. Oh, he also tells her where the blade is buried with Talia's body.
Yeah. And Yos goes, Aniko, go get that.
Yeah, because they know where her body was buried. And Yos is trying to figure out some things. He gives a tad bit fact of Aaron hates
Lucideo.
Thank you. Because he murdered 5 of her. I'm gonna call them daughters because that's how she refers to them. But basically, people that she's turned vampire that have really great potential to maybe take over her legacy.
They're like women warriors.
Yes.
They're kind of like Valkyrie, but not.
Yeah, kind of. That's probably a pretty good comparison. And this is where we find out that can't say her name now. Aniko. Wow, whoo. Was the sixth and only survivor of her daughters, kind of.
Yes. And this is where it's hot.
I mean, just a little hot. But yes, well, Samson is still out of the house.
Yes. No?
What?
Because there's a torture scene with Samson and Kadon where he tries to like burn her. Is that still coming up?
That's coming up, yeah. You're a little, yeah.
Okay.
So Iniko kind of tries to find the blade. And then Yos, he's like badly beaten and still human, right? Remember, he's human in the house. They start kissing, and I don't know why they never thought about this before, but Yos is like, oh, fuck yeah, I can kiss you! I'm not vampire! Yeah. Like, you missed so much time.
Well, I think it's also because he doesn't feel the same way, like, when he's human versus vampire.
Yes. So, and then as they're kissing, clothes come off, but no sex. Then Kadon hears, GK saying, like, you're in danger. And then, her hand manifests to black rot, and it is very, very painful.
Yes. And you can only get it from the ground, and Susanyo's like, it's not here, what happened?
Yes, he's, like, really, confused, and then, Yos calls Taj, like, hey, I need you to come fucking hurry up now, get here, try to give her blood to heal her, because that's, I guess, the only cure for it. But she's rejecting his blood. And so then Yos realizes since his values changed, so did the house rule that changed. Not really changed, but took something else of equal value to him.
So he no longer values being immortal over Kadon. Kadon is the most important thing to him.
Woo! Woo!
So
This is where Samson comes back.
Okay. Samson comes back. She has black rot. She's in a whole lot of pain.
Yeah.
And he kind of tortures her.
Yes, that's pretty accurate. He kind of incapacitates Yos and Taj, and he kind of feels sympathetic to Kadon. Like, yeah, that hurts.
Taj's neck, and then he throws this like silver ball
of flame. Yeah, so they're alive. Kind of.
I mean, they can't die in that way.
Yes.
So
no. They're just incapacitated for a little bit. And this is where Samson tells her why he really wants the artifacts. He's working for what's his name?
Let's see. I can't say it now.
I know. Elle. We're just gonna call him Elle for now. He wants the artifacts because he believes that it would bring his love back to make her alive again. So, apparently the myth is, if you have all 3 artifacts and destroy them, you can break the binds, basically, from them, and you also become a powerful sage.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Break the artifacts. And that's that keyword. Break.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes, this is where Samson decides that he's gonna burn any place that Yos has bit her from to cleanse her from his power, his control. I don't fucking know. Cleanse a fire! He's fucking crazy. This is where I really feel like he is just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, to love someone that much, to throw everyone out, and I don't know. That must be a very powerful love, even though I don't know if she felt the same. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't either.
So he also tells Kadon where the rest of Yo's court is. And Celine and some of her vampire companions save her. She thought it was June, but no.
No. Because June has disappeared off of campus, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, after she dropped out, kind of off the face of the earth. Well, she was at the estate where the Nephrosi is.
Yeah.
Just gonna go with that. Celine not Selena. Celine takes Kadon home to her house because she can't stay at her own house because of the black rot situation. And she kind of tells her that Samson was released to distract Kadon from the vote. She found that out because of the 13th. Samson has been thrown out of the university because he tried to harm one of the actees. And then Iniko tells them that the body has been moved from the original burial point?
Yeah.
Yeah, burial point.
So they still don't know where the blades are. Samson's on the run. They know where the Nephrosi is.
Yep.
So that's where they're going. And Yos and Kadon are in it to win it at this point.
Yes, yeah. They are committed to being loyal to each other. It sounded weird, but kind of accurate. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. So...
They're also kind of together.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So Yos goes to the estate where his court is, because he knows if he doesn't go soon that Samson's gonna move them, because he knows that he told Kadon. And Erin comes out, she's safe and sound, and pissed. That's where I got.
Considering she was buried alive, yeah, I'd be pissed too.
She started it. Technically.
True, but at the same point,
I think Erin really does care about Yos and him getting back what he lost. And I think, I don't know for sure because Erin's kind of a bitch. So basically, Yos is telling his people, like, hey, Samson's working for the same motherfucker that tried to kill everyone and tortured us for years. How are you guys cool with that? And they're like, no. Samson would not do that. He saved us. But Samson is not confirming or denying. So they're like, So he has to pull something out because there's still doubt. Fair enough. You kind of betrayed everyone, left everyone, and Aaron couldn't figure out why he chose his 2 companions that he took.
Yes.
And this is all coming out. So basically, Yos, sorry, I feel like I'm yelling, is showing everyone his compulsion marks. What are those? His 3 red, angry scars on his back. And who else has angry scars?
Taj.
Okay. And then Aniko kind of shows hers like on her like shoulder blade kind of. And he's going to tell everyone. June kind of is like, I know what these are. I can fight back the only way I can fight back. So Yos was
because they can't tell what the scars are.
Yes.
Only June can tell.
Yes. I think I don't know if I can find it very quickly or not. No. So the compulsion marks are. Oh, I put it on there. So basically, Yos was going to tell about the compulsion marks. Taj is like, no, I'll do this because anyone that speaks that has these marks are under kind of, you spill a secret, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
That's why they're called compulsion marks. That the compulsion is you do not tell anyone about Lucido. Period.
Yeah.
Okay. So Taj, because June and Taj kind of have this kind of tentative relationship, June decides to fight back for the first time, maybe, and basically tells them that Lucido is not a vampire like them. That his true name is Varios the Night Lion, the first immortal, the unkillable. And then tells them that basically anyone that speaks of this will die.
Yeah.
And I think they're starting, there's something that makes them believe her, but I'm not sure what. Do you remember?
I don't.
Because then Yos is like, is that, you guys good? And Aaron's like, well, you know what we have to do? Challenge her. So it's her weird rules. So of course Samson's like, this is me. They kind of battle it out. And he beats up Samson pretty heavily.
I mean, he rips out his tongue for sure.
Yes, but before that, he's like, is this good enough? And Aaron's like, you know the rules. Either he concedes or you kill him. Right? Kind of.
Yeah. He
has to concede. And he knows that Samson never will. And he doesn't really want to kill Samson. Because he still has kind of enlisted loyalty within his court. So and of course there's a lot of history. They were friends. Like, he just doesn't want to. So he just rips out his throat. And he's like, here, now we can't concede. Like, oh. But he did it because, he fucked with Kadan.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Around 20 of the Nefarsi?
Yes.
Do not want to follow Yos. And then Kadan's like, oh yeah, GK, where's he at? And Aaron's like, oh, I'll take you to him. Okay, that's never a good sign when she's willing to help someone. Of course, it's she throws her in the cell, and Nico and Aaron fight, I guess. I don't know. We never see them after this, or at least not for a while. So Aaron was hoping that GK would be so ravenous that he would kill her.
I mean, because as far as Aaron knows, he hasn't drank anything.
No.
So he's like, okay, well, he hasn't had any help with his bloodlust.
Yeah. GK is still kind of in control of himself because of June's concoction, toxins, whatever. And he tells Kadon how fucking angry he is with her. And he also does another bone reading. And he lays out a triangle, a square, and a circle. And for some reason, he says that they represent the sage's artifacts. That the triangle is for the blades, the square is for the ring, and the circle is for the mask. He still kind of wants to help her. And then tells her that his bone chains were from her mom.
Yeah, well, in a roundabout way. Because he doesn't know who it was from, really.
Mm.
He just knows that somebody's guiding him to help Kadon.
Yes, and he's also telling Kadon that she will die when she turns 21. Taj and June kind of still having a moment. And you kind of get more into June's like point of view where her singular goal was that the sage's artifacts were to never be found, to never be touched by Kadon or herself. And then Samson still has the first artifact.
Yeah. Also, her and Kadon have crescent-shaped scars on them.
On the middle of their back,
which
or
is
something.
important, yeah.
Yes. So basically, Samson has the first, just to recap where the artifacts are. Samson has the first artifact. Adane House holds the second one. And all we know right now is June has known where the ring artifact was at the age of 5. Before she could ride a bike.
Yeah. Before her parents died.
Yeah. So we still don't know where the third artifact is, the ring. This is where GK kind of surrenders his bone chain because in their faith, if they surrender their bone chain, they no longer have faith in their faith. They no longer believe in it.
I don't think he feels like he can be a part of it because he's a vampire. A death-born vampire.
Yes. Not that he's just a vampire, it's just because of how he was turned into a vampire, which is illegal now, technically. Because that would create more vampires than the society allows, kind of.
It's still the same way, though, because you still have to exchange a vampire for a person.
Yes. The only way to make new vampires is for a vampire to be willingly give up their seat, basically, as a vampire. Yeah. June kind of comes, asks to speak to Kadon. This is where they kind of, I wouldn't say first patches their kind of relationship.
Yeah,
or
they kind of reconnect.
Yeah, where June kind of makes, or tries to at this point, because it's only been Kadon trying to reach out to June. And obviously we know that has not worked out. So June asks Ward to help GK because he used to be
a Motsubeo.
Still
kind
is?
Of, yeah.
I weird, yes.
And GK's like, I don't know how he's gonna help me, he doesn't speak, but okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how that works, but whatever. So this is when June kind of apologizes for leaving, wants to make things right. Kadon saying, that's all fine and dandy, but I need some action to back up your words. And this is where Kadon feels like the scars on their back mean something, so she's gonna go find Yos. Nothing productive happens after this. I mean, next couple chapters. Okay. So, it kind of goes back to Kadon's left. June is getting really sleepy. And that's been a trend throughout the book. And while she was in school, she was named, zombie, drug taker, or drug addict. There's something weird that she just randomly falls asleep.
Because she has nightmares, so she doesn't sleep throughout the whole night, so she gets sleep when she can.
Yes. And this is kind of where we find out why she doesn't like to go to sleep. She goes to sleep and is taken to a grassy field with one pillar. And this is where we kind of find out how she knows the things she knows. It's not Samson. Go figure. It is the creator of the 3 binds, the last sage. It doesn't give his name, whatever. He's telling her to go to the mountains where the Motsabea's
temple is.
Yeah, the temple is, and that's where you also find a lot of the bone. They have like a bone cemetery, and that's like once you graduate, or not graduate, but you get to pick the bones that speak to you, and that's how you create their bone chains. So basically, he's telling her that you gotta kill Kadon. And she's like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to do this. So he kind of tortures her with visions of the war that has... I'm not sure if it was like images of the war that
was before.
Yeah. Not quite clear on that, but basically tortures her to... Because June doesn't like... She doesn't like violence, period. And I think this is where June solidifies the fact that she's going to help her sister, no matter what, become the sage.
Yes. So, the first sage basically told her that she is fated to kill her sister at 21.
Mm-hmm.
They are both the ring.
Yes. So, every generation, a pair of siblings from the Actes houses was chosen to fulfill the will and sacrifice set by the first sage, Eos the Sunbird. So this generation, apparently June and Kadon, are the siblings of the Dane house and the current vessel of that will. I took it straight from the book because I was like, I don't know what this means. And then this is kind of where we find out that the artifact, half is in June's body and the other half is in
Kadon's body.
Just words.
So, I think the ring part is in Kadon and the jewel is in June.
Yes.
Or it could be...
The gold band is inside Kadon and the ring, the stone, is in June's. I told you this is going to be a lot, guys. So, let's see here. That was all that information just from that one chapter.
And
so go on.
Kadon's still trying to master the house.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still going to classes.
You're missing the part. You're missing the best part. So basically, sorry, after it switches from June being asleep, Eos kind of shows Kadon in his memory what happened and how he became the first vampire and how that Eos was there, or Yoso, the first vampire, whatever.
Yeah,
he was there. The Black Rot, which apparently he's known for his sins of taking absorption, kind of. I'm gonna say that because anyways. Absorption and saving his brother.
Yes.
So that was his, like, kind of punishment. And shows that the last sage saved Eos, gave him the book, which is the
Mad Lovers.
And Kadon's like, I forgive you, even though she really doesn't, because there's nothing to forgive, but Eos needs to hear this.
Yes.
And she's like, so when are we gonna kiss again? And he's like,
because definitely not.
I can make you a vampire. We don't have to worry about this. And she's like, no, I want to stay human. And he's like, well, I can't lose control, but I can serve. So I'm just gonna leave that there. He does serve. Sorry. And then Samson escaped. GK won't follow Kadon back to the university, and then now we're there. Sorry.
So, Kadon's back in class, and they're still trying to go through their lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And they find out that when you master your house, it gets written on you, and it applies
like
to you. So, if your house rule is broken by you, it's happens in the real world, not just in the house.
Yes.
So, and it applies to you. So if Kidan is to break her house rule, something valuable to her will be taken away after she masters the house. She thinks that's going to be June.
Yes.
Just putting that out there.
Yes. So basically, a house law can't be changed without being broken. And to break a house law, that's where you get some... You basically have to deal with the consequences, which is what Rachel was saying, is she thinks that it would take June from her.
Yes.
Okay, this now it's going to get pretty quickly here. You're welcome.
This is,
yeah, this is where it gets, like, a lot. So, Yusuf made a deal with the Gravediggers, to free his dad, free Slyn, of her dad, because, you know, he's abusive.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're in a hall. It's like I didn't write it down. They're in some kind of hall, where they walk in, because they both got text messages to meet them there, thinking it was each other, kind of, you know, and creepy kind of stalker shit. Tons of, like, drawings of sleep. Like,
Yusuf had a crush on her.
Oh, yeah, he loved her, and you can't love someone from another house. Okay? I take that back. You can. You have to be willing to pay the price, which means you leave your house altogether and leave, Uxley.
Uxley.
I want to say Uxley. I don't know. I'm sorry. So that's kind of, he doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to leave, because that's really the only place that they're, I would say, safe. Because if they leave there, then they have to go, basically, or might be captured by whatever.
Lucidio.
Yes. So they get trapped in, like, the hall. It kind of explodes. Yusuf is trapped under a pillar. Kidan gets out. Slyn, we don't know. I mean, she does anyways, it's fine.
Yes.
She escapes, or Kidan escapes, and is like, help, help, help. No one's coming to help her. It's important. Slyn got out, and so Yusuf died. 5 people escaped prison, and I don't know about Slyn's dad. I don't know if he actually did die or not. But the 5 people that
were in the Dirt Diggers,
escaped. Pretty much escaped. The funeral, Ido was just telling her, you know, yeah, they set that up, but, you know, no one was supposed to die. But the 13th want you dead. All 3 of you at this point.
Yeah.
And, this is where Kidan's like, I need to figure out what happened to my parents. I need to figure out my mom's thought process. I need to master the house sooner than later at this point. And so she uses the Forbidden Book, and you have to have, like, a bone from someone, you have to have the bone of someone that you're trying to get insight on. Mm-hmm. Well, she happens to have GK's bone chain, which is made out of her mom. So she finds out that the dean forced the one vampire to kill her parents to save
the university, basically.
The university. Basically. That the dean was always going to put the university and the safety of the university first, no matter what she has to do.
Yeah. So Kidan's gonna kill the dean. She gets mad. She kills Slyn. She tells Slyn, whatever you say her name.
Slyn? I want to say Slyn.
That she's gonna kill the dean. Slyn goes, tells the dean that she's gonna kill her.
Dean arrests Kidan, Yos, and June.
Yes. So Kidan's being held in the prison.
June's being
Tortured, kind of.
investigated, yeah.
She doesn't know where Yos is. The dean tries to interrogate her. It's not working out.
No, when she wants to be, she can be very, like, nah.
So, the guards basically put Yos in there with Kidon.
Mm-hmm.
And she thinks that Yos is dead.
Well, they kind of insinuate he is dying.
Yes.
Like, he's a rotting corpse, and they're like, and she fights tooth and nail to keep him in there, and they're like, well, let's come back when he starts to fucking stink. Whoa.
Well, yeah. So, she freaks out, she's crying, she's like, he cannot be dead. Like, at all. Yos is not dead.
No. She, like, cuts her hand on this, like, rock or some shit, gives him some blood, and she's like, yes! And he's like, what? I'm still here! And she's like, I didn't hear your heartbeat. And he's like, I'm trying to fucking heal! Because the Scions have, the guards of the university have mastered the art of almost killing the vampire, basically. So, the dean wants to strip Kidon of her house and basically make sure the university kind of absorbs the house.
Yes. So she figured out the house law.
She mastered the house after she looked into her mom's.
Yes. Because she knew the 4 pillars of her belief system.
Yes. Yeah.
So she mastered the house before she was arrested.
Mm-hmm.
So the dean's like, you're going to get the mask for me
Mm-hmm.
in any way possible. Kidon knows that if she breaks this law, she has to break the law to get the mask. If she breaks it...
She has to pay the price of breaking it.
Yes, which she thinks is going to be June.
So she tells the dean, I will do this, but you better have a blood exchange, I think is what they call it, for June. They agree, they agree-ish. So they go to the house, and they make it, the dean makes it a show of power, basically,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm gonna, I am the law still, we're gonna do whatever it takes to make the university safe, basically. So she's doing this in public. And so, Kidon breaks the house law, got the mask, she feels like something's calling to her with the mask, she feels like it's not broken, like, in the picture. Of the last stage. So she's like, I think I can kind of break it. And as she's like holding onto the mask, the professor's like snatching it out, and he looks at her like, something's not right here. Like, I think he kind of realizes something is, I don't know.
So she can do something.
Yeah, she can do something, and he kind of looks at her like, is this safe? I think he knows. Like, yeah. I feel like he knew in this point, because he like ripped that out of her hand and was like, looked at her like, and the dean's like, what are you saying to her for? Like, didn't understand the weird exchange.
So she checks on everybody.
Everyone's alive.
Everybody's alive.
Everyone's alive.
And then she goes, where's Yos? And he is upstairs. So she goes up to talk to him.
And he's still really beat up from the fucking torture session with the... Sorry.
And she doesn't know what the house took from her because it wasn't June.
Yes.
And Yos is still alive, so she thinks everything's fine. So she goes up to Yos, she kind of like touches him, talks to him like she normally does, and he basically forgot everything. And he thinks they're still enemies.
I took it as the house took his love for her. Because he still knows what's going on, still knows who she is. Yeah. But he's like, why are you speaking to me familiar? Like you owed me or something. And literally throws her off the balcony. Breaks her back, spine. And Taj is like, enemy, where's the enemy? Where's the enemy? And he gives her his blood. And he's like, what the fuck, Yos? And he's like, Yos is like,
don't let her touch me.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, man? Like, and then everyone comes to the realization that
I am so mad at this part.
I wasn't expecting it, honestly.
Like, I kind of knew something was going to happen with Yos. Because it wasn't going to be June.
Yeah, because she didn't love June like she used to. Or still feels that betrayal, so there's not that much. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here.
Mad at this point. I'm upset.
Yes. So basically, Kadon and June have an hour to pack because they get kicked out. And,
Kadon's like, basically asked June, he's like, do you know where the blades are? Because I think I can break them.
Yes. Celine did side with the dean, but we don't know her motivation. I still want to see good in her, but I don't know at this point. And then Ward, along with GK, go with June. June and Kadon, basically. They're in a hotel, and then that's when June's like, I will do whatever it takes to help you.
So, Kadon basically tells her, hey, I need Samson to get me the blades.
Mm-hmm.
And June's like, yeah, I know where he is.
And she's like, you do?
You do? Because, yeah. He goes, I'll get them for you.
Yes. So, they kind of make a deal. And, of course, Kadon's like, I have to work with fucking Samson? And June's like, this is the only way. At this point, this is the only path forward. So Samson doesn't believe Kadon that she can break the artifacts. June's like, well, what's the harm in trying? You tried everything else. You know, trying to reason with him. And he's like,
you're right. If you don't break him, I'll kill you.
Yes, pretty much. So, they meet back up, and, it's Samson, his loyal followers from the court, in the Frosty court. You got June, Ward, GK, the Gravediggers, and their respected companions. All meet up. And, she takes the blades, and
she tries to break them one at a time first.
Yes, and realizes that they need to be together. She breaks the binds?
Yeah. It's kind of like the house walls.
Yes.
So each of the swords had something written on it that she sees. And to break it, she takes it into herself.
Which kind of is like the house law.
Yeah.
You have to break the rule to change the rule. So, yes. So now she has, instead of the house law on her, I don't know if she still has it on there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Put a pin in that, we don't know. Her next one is that, and this is where I got a little bit confused, because I didn't know if it was one or the other.
It's
both of them because of the two blades. Okay. So basically, it says, as long as the water blades remain whole, Kadon Dane will drink only from graduated actees and only from vampires. I was kind of confused because I'm like, well, one says actees and the other one says vampires. Yeah. I didn't realize I guess I just didn't realize there were two blades. I don't know. This was the confusing part for me, and I'm like, is it this one or is it this one? It's both, but
yeah.
How? But yeah,
because the original law was Draenix can only drink from Octies.
Yes.
That have graduated, so that have killed somebody.
Yes.
And the original vampires, the 6 original ones, can only drink from other vampires.
Yes.
Those were the rules on the blades.
Yes.
So
the one blade had that, and the other blade, yeah.
So she
makes sense now.
Breaks the law. She takes it into herself. So now she can only drink from Octies or other vampires.
Okay, then we have the epilogue. We're finally there, guys.
But she's still human.
Yes, she's still human. Besides what she drinks, maybe. Yeah. I don't know how vampire works. I don't know that one. So the epilogue is the first vampire, Varios, and he's surprised because once she did this, all vampires could
Drink from anybody.
like their fangs hurt, and so all of them were like, ah, too big, and now they can drink from anyone. And he's surprised by this, and now he's like, after all these years, someone has broke the first binds, and now he has to gather his other lions.
Yep. And then that's where we end.
Woo! That was a roller coaster.
Yost still hates
We don't know.
her.
Yeah, Yost is somewhere. Fuck off, motherfucker.
I'm upset about that.
I was holding this in all day. I was like, Rachel, are you finished? Anyways. So yes, that a lot of information. It was like only 530 some pages, but I felt like 527, I think. At least the Kindle version is.
I thought the Kindle was 87, but 523 is what the book is.
Okay. So 530-ish is yeah. So yeah, that is Eternal Ruins. It's a lot, and I after finishing the end of it, I understand why it's so information heavy, because now she's not in the university. You can't figure out
what's going on.
Yeah, the set of laws in this universe, basically. So I kind of understand why this book was so information dump. Basically, it was information dump.
Yeah.
It was just a lot.
And then we taking you through everything.
Oh my god, it was taking me through. And then I'm like, yes, Kadad and Yost is together. And then that fucking gut punch in the end. It was, I mean, the first one was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And I felt like this one was even more of a cliffhanger. Because, like,
now we gotta wait for the third book.
Which...
And she better fix this freaking Yost thing. Because I can't handle them not liking each other again. I can't handle him hating her.
Yes, because he can hate pretty damn heavily. So can she, though.
Yes, but she is loyal to him. Like, he's her person.
Yes. No, I'm telling you, I was upsetting spaghetti at the end of this book. I was like, but if we would go together.
Yes.
And then the whole, like, gut punch of, oh, well, yeah, you can break the artifacts, but she has to put the law on herself, which technically is on her path to being a sage. Because a sage can hold multiple rules.
Yes.
Binds in themselves. I think that's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's weird, kind of.
But now they don't have a reason for Dranokti, except for her.
Yeah, pretty much. And this would be a perfect time for Yost to be like, I got you, baby. You can have my blood. He's gonna be really upset when he figures out that he's mortal vowed to her.
Is he at this point, though?
I don't know. I'm gonna still assume because we don't know. Okay. Anyways, so do you want to go over our ratings for the first book and kind of talk about your journey with this before we get into the rating of the book today? So, when we first read the Immortal Dark in August, in the month of August of last year, I gave it a rating as 3. And then Rachel gave it a rating at 3.5. I'm going to let you take off.
Okay. So after a reread, I bumped my rating from 3.5 to 4.
Okay.
And I think it was 3.5 because I had to rush through a lot of stuff.
Okay. So that's kind of why you changed your rating.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got to, like, kind of take it in a little bit more and kind of see more of the pieces falling into place.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, yeah, this is...
Do you feel like if you had more time before we read it in August, you would have rated it that in the beginning? Or do you feel like you still would have had to read it again to, like, because I feel like that sometimes. I feel like if it's a lot of information, you're like,
I probably would have had to reread it again.
Okay.
Just because of, these are information dense. And I don't know the myths behind vampires in Ethiopia, which is where she's drawing this from.
Yeah. A lot of the mythology based in that, yeah.
So, all of this is
like new. Yeah. It's like when you first read like Greek mythology, where you're like, I
don't know.
Yeah, like, oh my god, this is weird. Not weird, but just different views.
Yes.
And I kind of like. So, what was your rating for the second book?
A 4 as well.
Okay.
Even though I'm a big pot of noodles because of you.
Yes. So I also gave it a 4. I felt like I could draw from the first book and understand certain things, why he couldn't say what he needed to say, or I just felt like it was a clear, like, introduction to Yos, even though I felt like I kind of knew him in the first book.
Yeah.
And then it kind of completely changed when you got more of his point of view and figuring out the whole politics of Uxley. It was just a really enjoyable read. It was a lot of information thrown at me.
Yeah.
But it felt nice, kind of like not going in the direction I was expecting.
It also, like, you could build off of the first one
Yes.
with this one. So it's not completely new knowledge.
Yes. Where you still get some of, like, I kind of liked, so when we saw June in wherever the fuck she was when she goes to sleep, grassy plain, whatever, that she was the one that was writing the last sage kind of testimonies or stories from the first book into the second book. Like, she was the one writing that. And I kind of liked that, where it was like, oh, man, this sucks. She's been dealing with this for how long now? Like, where she, like, has to basically, like, a torture study session where you have to learn all this, and that's how she knows so much about stuff. Like, I kind of liked that tie-in, because it was not what I was expecting. I was kind of like with you with June's with Samson, like, okay, this is weird, but, because he was so in love with Talia, like, it was such a weird, like, does she remind him of her? Like, you know, that's kind of where I was at, and then when we got that right after the scene where she's trying to make it right with Kadon, and she's like, stood up for Taj, like, I felt like that point where she was like, I'm fighting against him.
Yeah. I also like this one because you got expanded on your characters.
Yes.
So you got to know them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because in first books, a lot of the times you're just like thrown in and you gotta kind of
figure
piece everybody together, and you gotta make your decision on who you like, who you don't like, and the second book you're kind of like, you don't have to do that much work.
Yeah. Because you get a little bit more of their, like, POV, and you're like, okay, this was just communication. Period.
Yeah.
Like, communication was so a lot of this, but it's okay. But yeah, so I did like it. I am kind of upset that I didn't realize there was going to be a trilogy or maybe even a series at this point. Because I suggested us reading this. To kind of finish, you know, since it was series, I was like, we have to read this one because it, our first video did really well. You guys really liked it. It was kind of new, and it's kind of a weird spin on vampires.
Yeah.
Like, it's different from the most mainstream stuff, and I kind of like that piece. I kind of liked that, most of the torture session was like, we're just gonna rip out vampire teeth.
Yeah.
But they grow back like shark teeth, so it's like, like, I kind of like the little, like, tad bits of parallels from the first book into the second book. Like, I really enjoyed it. It was really, like, well written. It was just very information heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of information in these books. But once you get into it, you're like, yes, I understand.
Yes. Like, I wrote everything down because I'm terrible with keeping things straight. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I need to, like, every information I got that's really important, I fucking copied and pasted. Like, because some of it is, but then you have some of it where it's important in the story, but not to the story. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. I get it.
It's a lot. Okay. Anything else about Eternal Horror?
Our scary scores, because this was our horror book. I'm gonna give it a 1. There's not... It has vampires, which is in the horror realm, but it's not scary.
I'm gonna give it a 2. 2.5, actually, just because torture scenes are not my fave. Like, and it wasn't, like, very heavily tortured, but there's still some, like, things I'm like, I don't know about this. Like, I don't like that.
Yep.
Which I like that you didn't get to actually see a lot of it. And I also like that you didn't get to see a lot of the spiciness of the characters. Because, yes, it's important, but I like it when it's not the main focus sometimes, where you get a little bit reprieve from it.
Yeah, well, I also kind of like a slow burn sometimes, where they're, like, yearning, and they were definitely yearning.
Oh, yeah.
In
100%.
Like, that's why I love the fire scene, the fireplace scene.
Yes. Where yeah. No, I get it. Okay, so this was our last book of the month. Yes! Okay, so do you want to go over our February picks?
Yes. Do we want to do our ratings, our overall ratings of our books? Of how we rank them?
Yes, let me get my handy dandy thingy-mabobby out here. Okay, so we did... Okay, Internal Ruin was a 4 for me.
4 for me.
Deviant. Yeah, Deviant.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3.5. You gave it a 4.
4 seems to be my score this year. The Mistake.
I gave it a 3. You gave it a 5. And then Sunbringer. I gave it a 3.
I gave it 2.5.
2.5.
So based on that, The Mistake is my top and Sunbringer is my bottom.
Yes.
Which, yeah, I would say the other 2 I did really enjoy. And I don't know what would have got them to a 5. I think it's just, that's just how I rated it.
No, I get it. So if I had to take my ratings, Sunbringer and The Mistake are my bottom, because I rated them both a 3. So technically Eternal Ruin and Deviant is next. So if I had to pick a bottom one, I would probably do Sunbringer, just because my favorite character wasn't in it a lot. Yeah. The third book brings more of that, and obviously this second book leads into the next one, really. But I feel like Sunbringer was a little bit more story, not actual stuff happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going with it.
Okay. At least The Mistake wasn't your bottom.
Yeah, no, I gave it a very harsh rating in the beginning, and then I think reflecting on that one actually, changed my rating, so.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
yes.
Our theme for next month is witches. So, our romance pick is the X Hex by Erin Sterling.
And this is also the way we're going to read them as well.
Yes.
So the next one is the horror pick, which is the Witchcraft 4 Waverly Girls by Grady Hendrix.
Yes. And then the next one is
our sci-fi pick.
Our sci-fi pick, which is The Girl Who Could Move Shit With Her Mind by Jackson Ford, if I'm remembering correctly.
Jason Ford.
Something Ford.
I think it's Jason Ford.
And then our last one is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig.
Which is our fantasy pick.
Yes. We're named twins.
Yes. So, awesome. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
All right, we'll see you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.